People have been disrespecting the LA Clippers, and in these upcoming playoffs, they could very well end up regretting all that talk. Hey yo, what's good with y'all? My name is Will, and welcome back to Will's Soul Trail Hoops. In this video, I'll be talking about the Los Angeles Clippers and how they should be taken very serious as 2021 championship contenders. If you could drop a like, it would be very appreciated, as I'm trying to reach a wider audience and each like goes a long way. Also, if you like basketball, this is the channel for you, so feel free to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a banger video. But let's get into it. Now, after what happened last year against the Denver Nuggets, the disrespect has not stopped for the Los Angeles Clippers, and that includes both Kawhi Leonard and especially Paul George. It was an awful collapse collectively as a team, from the coaching to the players, but it ultimately led to the team making some changes, starting with the coach. The Clippers would part ways with Doc Rivers, picking up Tyron Lue as the new head coach, and I feel that it was a change that needed to be made, because ultimately it is bringing a culture change in the locker room. The Clippers had the talent to get way further last year than they actually ended up getting, but mentally it seemed like they didn't have it in them. Also, strategy wise, let's not act like that wasn't an issue. But with Ty Lue racking up more and more experience, I'm starting to like him more as a head coach. He's been making good adjustments this season, leading to comebacks. He's more than just that guy that coached LeBron. He's a NBA coach. He's earned my respect. Now, Paul George is an interesting topic. He's had multiple playoff collapses for so many consecutive years now, with the worst of the worst being in 2019 with the Thunder and 2020 with the Clippers. In 2019, he had an excuse with the shoulder injury, because before that injury, he was legitimately an MVP candidate in that season. Don't forget it. But what happened in 2020, you just simply cannot find an excuse for it. He faded away in the big moments, but what many people will not tell you is he did have great games in last season's playoffs. Great performances that were underlooked because of his history of collapses combined with bad games in the 2020 playoffs. Now, overall, did he disappoint? For sure, but he had games where he showed what he was capable of. But this season, George is much improved in literally any category that you can think of: stats, defense, setting up teammates. In the category that was holding him back, mentality. He is a different player this season for that reason. With Paul George playing as he should as a number 2 next to Kawhi Leonard, they're going to be incredibly hard to beat for any team. Now, I'm not calling him LeBron, but remember how he was after the 2011 finals? The most embarrassing moment of his career. He came back on a mission to get revenge, and he proved all the doubters wrong. This right here could be PG's redemption and revenge arc. He already talked about how he changed his mindset this season, and that could be the game changer. Everyone's saying he's a fraud and a playoff choker. This is the time to prove everybody wrong. He says his mentality is different. This is the time for him to show everybody who he really is as a basketball player. And even Kawhi is getting an unbelievable amount of disrespect for that series, which honestly, that is stupid. He had 2 bad games in a 7-game series. That's it. That's all it took for the media and fans to slander him like crazy. If the team simply finished off the Nuggets how they should have in Game 5, which Kawhi absolutely bought out in, we would not be having this conversation right now. Kawhi is still the exact same player we thought he was in 2019. Ain't a damn thing changed, man. He's still that dude, and I've got a feeling he's gonna end up reminding these clowns who he is. With both him and PG looking to prove a point, as long as PG actually performs, this team is gonna be scary. But I've also got to mention these new additions, because this also changes everything for the Clippers. Serge Ibaka, Nick Batum, Rajon Rondo, they all play a crucial role for this team and will be in the playoff rotation. Ibaka brings much needed paint protection and rebounding, a smart and tough defender that they'll definitely need to counter the Western bigs in AD and Jokic. Nick Batum has surprisingly been a really nice addition to the Clippers, bringing great effort and intangibles defensively. But he's also shooting 40% from 3 this season. In the playoffs, PG and Kawhi are going to be drawing help defenders left and right, so having that reliable corner shooter will be beneficial for the LA Clippers. And of course, Rajon Rondo. We all know that playoff Rondo is the real deal, and that's why they picked him up. He's always going to elevate his game on the big stage no matter how old he is. He's always bringing it. A guy who makes winning decisions, winning plays, a true difference maker off the bench. And I really like that trade because Lue was absolutely awful in that series against Denver. He was a walking brick and he didn't do anything on the other end of the floor either. Being absolutely useless on both ends of the floor, man, you gotta get up out of here. It was time to move on, and the fact that they got Rondo out of it, that's a great move. But in the Western Conference, with so many question marks this season, like how will the Suns with no playoff experience outside of CP3 perform? Are the Utah Jazz actually legit, and can they go far without a top 10 player? Do the Denver Nuggets have enough without Jamal Murray, and will the Lakers be able to avoid underperforming even after their two stars have missed so much time right before the playoffs? With all these questions, the West is wide open. And with the West being wide open, it's the perfect time for the Clippers to come in and claim it, getting their redemption, showing that the 2020 playoffs doesn't define who they are, because this season they're a different team. The 2021 Los Angeles Clippers are undoubtedly championship contenders with a solid chance at winning it all, and to be honest, they are my favorite to win the 2021 NBA championship. But that's it for this video. Comment your thoughts on the Clippers down below in the comment section, and remember that a like is very appreciated. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications so you never miss a banger video. Speaking of banger videos, here's two that I made, so click on one of those if you're interested. But I'm out of here, and remember, keep on hooping.